So you want to draw a dragon? What's up guys, it's Aaron here from Aaron Does Art, and today I'm going to be starting a little mini-series that is going to help you guys, hopefully, learn how to draw dragons. So I've been drawing dragons for a very long time, since I was in the first grade, and let me tell you right now, it is no easy process. I still struggle a lot with getting proportions right and getting the muscles to look right, and yeah. So my dragon drawings have changed a lot over the years, and they range from really good to no. Anyway, so yeah, I'm starting this little mini series that's going to hopefully help you guys learn some basics on how to draw dragons with correct proportions, muscles, and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be starting today with the dragon head, and the dragon head is one of the toughest things to get right, in my opinion, because of how expressive it can be and the details that you are able to kind of put in it. So I'm going to show you 3 different designs for a dragon head: an easy, moderate, and hard. So, or at least for me, I don't know what you guys, how good you are at drawing, and it doesn't really matter if you're good at drawing, because of course this is just all about having fun, but hopefully this can help you improve drawings if you need to, and entertain you if you're already like a professional artist. But yeah, so I'm going to be starting with the head, and let's go for a simple design first. So this guy is going to be somewhat reminiscent of our heroic dragon that I drew as the first video on this channel. We're going to go for very, very minimal details, nothing too crazy, but so here we have our little horns. We're going to section those off to be very, very prominent and noticeable, and then we're going to draw our little eye with the little eye ridge above it. And we're not going to add a pupil in because, I mean, if you want to, you can, but there's our little nostril. We got a kind of underbite going on with a little, a strong chin, and just kind of get that curve in there for the bottom of the jaw, and then add our second horn in. And we're going to draw in just a little bit of the neck to kind of balance it out, and then draw him a little tooth sticking up. Okay, there we have our nice and simple little dragon head design. Nothing too crazy, kind of reminiscent of the heroic dragon that I did in my first video. We got the horns here, just a nice little kind of confident looking expression, nostril, pretty much the basics. So next, let's go to a little bit more complicated one. We're gonna have it look similar to this guy here. So as you can see, he's got kind of a different shaped head. Well, bump the camera there. But it's not terribly difficult. So I'm gonna show you guys how to draw something that looks a little bit like this. So for this one, we're gonna go for a little bit more menacing design, as you saw in that little drawing that I had in the frame. So we have our little ridges on his nose that are going to kind of, I don't know, represent muscles that he's kind of like snarling. And we have our little nostril there. We're going to draw in the top of the mouth, and we're going to give him kind of like a crooked smile, and bring that up. And he's going to have the top of his mouth is not going to be underneath or overtaken by the bottom of his mouth, so like we did in the first one. So we're gonna have the eye ridge and eye closer to his nose this time, and then we're gonna erase like right underneath his eye and draw in some teeth that are kind of sticking out of the lip, or kind of like the lip is not covering them up. And then we're gonna draw in his little horns, and we're not gonna section them off as sharply as we did the simple one, and I feel like that just makes it a little bit more realistic. And we're gonna draw in the neck again to balance it. The second horn on the other side of his head. to give it a more 3D feel. And then we're going to finish out with some details on the horns after we draw in some teeth here. So with the details on the horns, it just comes down to drawing just a bunch of lines going down across them. It's not that crazy, but yeah, it just gives it a little bit more detail. Okay, so there we have our nice looking moderate dragon head design. You can see we have the horns are not as clearly marked as the simple one. We have these little ridges in the nose or like on the snout. We have a pupil this time, and there's a little bit more detail in the top of the face. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to show that on camera, are I? Yeah, so his little teeth are kind of hanging out of his gums instead of inside his mouth, so it's a little bit more complicated to draw, but it's not terrible. Not as bad as having a full mouth of those, but yeah, so there's a little bit more detail on his horns and right here on the bottom jaw, and there's a few more teeth showing. But yeah, so there's our moderate design, and let's go to the final one, which is going to be a little bit more complicated. Okay, so for this one we're gonna do the kind of same underbite design, but on the front of the mouth, at the bottom jaw, we're gonna do the same teeth design that we did for the top jaw of the other one on the front. And so we gotta kind of do that and then put the teeth that are gonna be hanging out on the front of the top jaw in underneath those, and it's kind of difficult. But we have the same kind of mouth design, but we're giving him a frown this time, and we're gonna give him like a kind of wide-eyed expression, and we're gonna put in the curve of the bottom jaw and then some details in there. We're gonna do the same kind of horn design as we did on the moderate one, but just with a little bit different like curves and stuff. And then we're gonna put in our teeth and the rest of our teeth that are gonna be hanging out from the bottom jaw. And then we're gonna give him like tendrils kind of hanging off, kind of like waving in the wind or something. And it just kind of like adds some really cool details and stuff. So there's a long one in between those two horns, and then there's going to be some more hanging down from behind. And it really just kind of looks really, really cool, I think. Yeah, so we got our tendrils in. We're going to put some spikes right there, and we're going to draw in the neck kind of going downwards. And yeah, so get one more tendril in there and we're just about done. So there's our complicated looking dragon, and yeah. All right, there we have our complicated dragon head. As you can see, we have the same kind of teeth design going on as with our moderate one. We have the like teeth sticking out of the bottom of the mouth here, and I started with the bottom jaw on this one instead because I didn't want to have to erase from the top jaw. But the nostrils are a little more shifted upwards. The eye looks a little bit different. The horns have the same kind of feel as we do with the moderate dragon head, and then there's all these tendrils going off of it, kind of like the Chinese dragon design, but without the little mustache part. And then we have teeth sticking up out of the bottom of the jaw and spikes along the top a little bit. But yeah, that's our more complicated design, and I'd say each of these are completely doable for many people, if not all people, and hopefully this kind of showed you my process of how I do this, and yeah. Alright guys, there we have our 3 dragon heads of varying difficulty. Hopefully you guys got something out of this, and yeah, so if you enjoyed this, please do leave a like on the video, and if you really enjoyed it, please be sure to subscribe, and yeah, hit the bell, and I will be coming out with a video tomorrow talking about dragon bodies. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.